Willie D Live.
What's up, family? Corey Adams, a defensive lineman on the Ole Miss football team, was tragically killed, according to reports. This happened during a shooting cited by Shelby County Sheriff's Office. They reported that Corey was killed in a shooting in Cordova, Tennessee, in the greater Memphis area. 4 other men were also shot, though they were rushed to the hospital and are not in critical condition. No one has been arrested in connection to the shooting at the time. There's a lot of speculation as to why Corey was killed. Some people are saying wrong place at the wrong time. Some people are saying hanging out with the wrong crowd. Some people are calling it an act of jealousy. Whatever it is, this young man was 18 years old, had his whole life in front of him, and just like that, he's dead. And at the end of the day, I'm sure his family don't really care what the reason was. It's just the fact that somebody thought it was befitting to take his 18-year-old life away from him, like snuff the life out of him at 18 years old. I'm not going to make any assumptions. What I will say is that this is happening far too often. Too many young people are throwing their lives away, waving guns, shooting at people, being emotional, snapping, making permanent decisions based off of temporary emotions. Too many young people do not value life at all. See, it really doesn't matter what Corey was doing. Whether he got into a fight, an argument, whether somebody was trying to rob him, he was in the wrong place at the wrong time, sitting in his car, minding his business, hanging out with some bad actors. The fact that young people have such disregard for life, that right there is the root cause of why Corey Adams is no longer here. That's right, I said it. Just the idea that lives, like human life, is just so expendable. That is why he is not here. Because even if he was involved in, let's say, some shady stuff and he was hanging with the wrong people or whatever it is, that was a time when you just didn't go around killing people for the slightest infraction. Even if it was a beef, you didn't kill people. Even if I'm talking about like a simple beef, not life and death, just a simple beef. You don't like somebody, you're trying to take somebody's chain or girl or whatever it is. You just didn't just kill people that easily. And family, when you look at, what's going on out here, it's sad because even the youngster who thinks he has the power, who's squeezing that trigger, he won't really catch his snap. He think he's ready, he's prepared for the life ahead of him, whether it's prison life or actually the death ahead of him. He think he's prepared. But I haven't seen one dude who ever got shot. When he hit the ground, he said, "I'm ready to go. Let's go. Let's get it over with." I never seen one of them hold their breath. Every last one of them I saw was struggling to breathe. They was trying to hang on. When it went down and they ended up in prison, I never seen one of them said, "Man, I need a life sentence, man. Give me a life sentence. I deserve a life sentence. Give me life." No. Once they realized how serious it was, they was hoping and praying that they catch a break. And that's the sad part about it. Like, it's like these guys really think that they're playing some type of video game. They really think it's a game. So that's my focus right there, fam. It ain't even on. It's not even on the people that's cutting up, because we don't know what happened with Corey Adams. We don't know why he was killed. We don't know. Everybody always wonder, well, what was he doing? Well, that's what happened when you hang out with certain people and you do this and do this. And that's right. You can go out and you hang out with certain people. You hang out in the wrong crowd. You end up getting caught up. You can absolutely mitigate any issues that you have in life by just not hanging around the wrong crowd, not getting yourself involved in bad activities. You can absolutely mitigate problems by just, staying focused, doing the right thing. The boy was playing football. He had something to take up a lot of his time. It ain't like he had nothing going on. Oh, he had a promising future. So he had something going on. We don't know if he was hanging out with some bad actors. We don't know if he had an old beef. We don't even know if it's road rage. We really don't know what the reason for him being murdered was. But what we do know is the Shelby County Sheriff's Office responded to a call, and they found him inside of a vehicle around 10:14 p.m. on July 19th. And he was suffering from gunshot wounds. They administered life-saving measures, but he was pronounced dead at the scene. Now, 18 years old, fam, that ain't cool. That ain't cool. That ain't cool under any circumstances. But 18 years old, a kid with a promising career. We ask these youngsters, to do something with their lives, right? Go out and do something. It takes a lot to play football and be dedicated to that sport. You got to be disciplined to play football. It's not really an easy sport. It's one of the most difficult sports, actually, to play. It's difficult. It's only the best of the best make it all the way, and he was halfway there by playing college ball. For him to get his life cut short like this, that's a travesty. Obviously, not just for his family, but for the community at large. We cannot normalize this type of behavior. Whoever took this young man's life absolutely should be brought to justice. I was just interviewing someone last week, and we were talking about Memphis. We were talking about how dangerous it was for specifically black people in Memphis. And, sad to say, but it's black people who are mostly killing black people in Memphis. It's black people who are making it unsafe. They are actually affecting the economy in Memphis because people are moving out of Memphis. And I'm talking about people that love Memphis. They're getting the hell up out of Memphis. And you have other people who don't want to come to Memphis. Memphis is losing all kinds of major contracts where people don't want to come there because it's just too damn dangerous. The police has absolutely no type of control in the city. The mayor has no control at all. And going in just indiscriminately, trying to throw your weight around to try to bring some type of order, it's not going to work, because that's what they do. A lot of times when there's chaos going on, there's a lot of unrest, they get it to a point to where people are just so desperate for some type of order that they just allow the police to come in and just wreak havoc on innocent people that live in these communities. And that ain't cool at all. If you're working in law enforcement and you can't do the job correctly, then you don't need to be working in law enforcement. You need to step aside and let somebody do the job who's going to do it within the law. We don't need you going out here calling yourself restoring order while breaking the law yourself. But what say you, fam? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. R.I.P. Corey Adams. No more talk.